All right. Welcome everyone out to the Twice a Week podcast. This is something Jason and I have been talking about for a very long time. This is the first official episode. It's kind of up in the air right now exactly the direction we'll be taking with it. Get some content out for you guys to try to get to know us a little better, other than just some obscure musicians, you know? So, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we've lived together for like over 3 years now,
Mhm.
almost 4, and we have talks that would fit quite nicely on a podcast, like pretty much every night. And
Yeah.
it's kind of dumb that we haven't done it yet, but you know how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Never too late, and everything's gonna be video. That's kind of just, I feel like, our style, what would work better for us.
Yeah.
As far as, like he said, subject material and stuff, probably going to talk about a lot about music. And maybe if we ever get good at this thing, we'll have some guests on, because it's obviously not fun to have a guest when you're not good yourself, because you kind of have to be the one to keep it going and shit. And we're like, definitely don't know how to do that. Very excited. Very excited. So, as you guys know, we dropped the album. It's called Retrograde. It's on everything, anywhere you look for any piece of music. Retrograde will be on there, and it will be bright, very bright colors. And one song, I don't remember which track it is. It's like 6 or something.
Fleep?
Yeah.
I'm not sure either. I don't really remember.
We'll figure that out. But that's everyone's favorite. It's by far the most streamed, which is really funny. It's by far the weirdest song that we've ever made.
Yeah.
And we've made some weird shit.
Yeah, and that song it's got a lot of hours behind it too, with vocals and mixing and everything. But yeah, I guess that's kind of what we're familiar with is music and the process of making a song from start to finish. So figure what better topic to start this thing off with than that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't exactly remember when I came up with that initial. Maybe we can cue that into the podcast.
Yeah, definitely. This is going to be produced. For sure.
I was trying to make something funky, and usually a lot of our songs, they start off with like some kind of baseline inspiration. And I think for that one specifically, it started off with just trying to be like have a funky little sample to go under some rap lyrics. So that's where that originally started. But we'll start off with something like that, and then it'll kind of progress and get more and more intense and more like, I don't know, just more and more kind of heavy. And then
Especially if someone walks in the studio buzzing.
Exactly. And so with Fleep, it kind of like, I got to the point where I was like, all right, like this piano riff kind of sounds pretty good, but where is this leading to? So that explains the drop, because I felt like the whole song was building up to something, and I guess that drop was the best something that I could come up with to fit with that beginning piano sample, or was it an organ sample or something?
Yeah.
I forgot which instrument it was. But yeah.
I can't remember if we were jamming when you started that chord progression, or because it's kind of Come On Downy a little bit. And that's why, because Come On Down, we made that first, and I was like, okay, I'm about to, try my luck at singing on this bitch.
Yeah.
And I wrote like 3 different verses, and it just wouldn't fucking work. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to rap on it. And then the rapping didn't work either. And like, okay, I'm going to rap as weirdly as I can and switch it up. And that's kind of like how the beat is.
Yeah.
It's like, it does repeat, obviously, in sections, but how that bass line trickles, up the stair, down the stair, up the stair, down the stair as it keeps on going.
What was there like one song or one genre or maybe even one artist that inspired you to do such a different style of vocals on that one?
This was more like after the fact. It's because you obviously like absorb everything you listen to, right? So like you branch out a little more from hip hop than I do. I'll listen to rock and stuff every once in a while, but I feel like maybe I just kind of like had Lil Yachty in the back of my head a little bit, like Oprah's Bank Account. Like, I fucking love that song. I don't listen to it that much, but I've always loved it, and it's because he did it so weird like that with the weird voice, and then obviously the music video is fucking amazing too.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know, dude. They just seem like it fit. You know?
Heck yeah.
Oh, that instrument on the step that's like do 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 do. What is that? Like a synthesizer? Yeah.
Yeah, so there's in the song, I'll cue it up.
Like what I mean, I know that's synth. What did that come from the new Logic update?
Yeah, so what that is it's on one of the new drum sample packs. I think it's like Smoking Something or something like that. It's supposed to be like a West Coast Steez old hip hop thing, I think. But if you press one of the pads, it makes that real cool like swishy guitar hit. And so what I did is I retuned that to fit the song. The song's in B. I think it's in B. So I retuned that to be in B, and then instead of just having that hit by itself, I kind of panned it from left to right or right to left, depending on when it hits. So it gives a sense of motion just from one ear to the other. There's a section in the song where it goes from it's going into the tiptoeing verse, I think, and it's like it sounds a little different because the guitar hits, it goes shoo, and then it kind of sticks around for a little bit and it comes back. And then I think what I did with
fucking boomerang, son.
Yeah, I boomeranged it, and I'm pretty sure I was using either I was using a combination of delay, reverb, and then like the remix plugin on Logic to do that. It was a variation of those things, and then mixed with panning it over to fit with the motion of it. But yeah, that was I spent a lot of time on that just because it was really fun to play with that plugin.
Yeah, that all worked out fantastically.
Mm-hmm. It's surprising too how much stuff like when you hear something, you know it sounds good, and how much of that stuff is actually like just going out of your comfort zone and just trying something new. And a lot of the times you stumble on something like that ends up sounding really good. I think people would be surprised about I think music in general, a lot of the really good sounding stuff, how it's just an accident, you know?
Right.
How like the really cool little things are always just little mistakes that turn into something cool. So.
Yeah, like
Pretty neat.
That the big build up, on the back third of the song, it goes into that last verse with the drop.
Mm-hmm.
What were we editing? That's where I say
I pulled up to the airport in a renegade up in
Jaden.
The airport.
Yeah, so Pooley was editing something, and he was, checking what he had just did, so he brought it back at the space bar to play it, and it come over. And it's just, pulled up to the airport. And it sounds so sick. But it's totally a B instead of a P.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like,
yeah.
it was like a
sounds like a water droplet.
It was like a hit.
Airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was completely by accident. I accidentally deleted like a little middle section of the actual vocal audio file, and it sounded like that.
Well, you know what they say.
What do they say?
When you drip by accident.
You start shaking.
No, okay, no. That just means you got swag, is what I'm saying.
Okay,
Yeah. So, if you guys are watching this at all, probably watch other podcasts, as I do. And you're probably wondering, what the fuck are these mics? These are our, just our little idea, because everybody uses the SM7Bs, and we do too for recording, like vocals for our music. But we just figured we don't have a great like chord situation, so why not just go wireless? And these are the mics that we use for our live shows. So we're excited about it. It works out. Because our room is soundproofed and everything's muffled and good, so we don't have to worry about these mics that pick up a lot around to be causing any problems. So, yeah, we're excited to be different, I feel like it's all podcasts right now, but the ones that I mainly watch are all long-form conversation, no edits, everything's raw. But and obviously, like, the world is falling in love with that right now, especially with the Roganator, but like, I also love digesting quick cut, like, vlog style.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let us know if you guys would rather see that. Because there's, No fat in that.
No fat in that.
No fat in that.
Let's talk about something. Everybody watch the Chinese rocket? It was out of control. I watched that for 2 hours. And
Wait. We gotta.
What?
We gotta talk to each other.
True. I want to get everyone involved.
I was like waiting for a response.
Yeah.
I'll respond for you.
Dude, I watched it for how long? I watched it for like 2.5 hours, and it was way more entertaining than Narcos.
Yeah. Well, it was more entertaining than my birthday party.
I was sketching, dude. Did I tell you? This happened. I think I told Bren, but I was watching it, and everyone was outside chilling, and I was like, "Oh man!" I was like, "That thing's like getting really close to here." It went over like pretty close to where we live, and I decided to walk outside and to go see if I can see it. So I was out there looking up in the sky. I don't remember what time it was, but it was night, and I was just looking up, and a bat flew straight towards me and like curved away, and I was convinced I was just about to be annihilated. I've been watching it for like an hour and a half, and here it comes, and I'm like maybe like it could re-enter the atmosphere anywhere. So I was out there looking up, and then and that put a wrap on things.
Where did it land?
The Maldives, I think, somewhere in the Indian Ocean.
That's good.
Way away.
I mean, as far as probabilities go, it was probably going to land in the water, right? I feel like we can't even talk. We're too late to talk about Jake Paul fight. No, what?
No, we can talk about it.
What did I just say? We
need to be talking about
that. We need to talk. We need to talk.
Yeah.
We should leave what I just said in so that people can slap me for it. I feel like we have aligning views on the situation.
The Jake Paul thing?
The Jake Paul situation. As far as like, okay, I think that what he's doing is fucking awesome, and he's making cheese, and there's obviously a lane for what he's doing, and they should keep doing it. I'm going to buy the fight, even though that Triller production was the worst production I've ever seen with something that has millions of dollars behind it. Like, it made absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
The camera work on everybody. There was no one in frame for more than like a 10-second stint, and then they were walking out of frame. And then they're pulling up the fucking announcers when the screen is on the boxers fighting. Like
Yeah.
Jake Paul fighting, and then it pulls up Snoop Dogg in the corner like for his reaction, because that's like more important than the fight or whatever.
Yeah.
Which maybe it is. Maybe that milks more money out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But
People like to...
that was
get to
just
see
so
those
weird.
reactions.
I have to buy the next one, or we have to buy the next one to see if the production stays the same or if it improves. Like, we can't be the only people who notice that.
No, we're definitely not. I saw a bunch of things on the internet making fun of that, too. But, yeah, it was really bad. What did you think about the fight itself?
Dude, he punched him in the face pretty hard, you know? But maybe Ben just knew he was going to make money regardless. He could potentially give less fucks than any other human being on the planet.
Yeah. He didn't, he had nothing... there was really nothing for him to gain from winning that fight, honestly. Like, it was either... Like, why would he apply himself?
Just like a little more money, right? Or does he get the same amount?
I don't even think it was more money. I mean, it was like... It's not like that whole thing is... It's not like he was going for some championship or, like, some title. Like, it was literally just a street fight, kind of. Yeah. Like, there was nothing...
His thing... He's such a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that I didn't like him because all I had seen was like a couple UFC like trash talking bouts with him at like weigh-ins and stuff.
Yeah.
And he just seems to like not be a great trash talker.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of made him seem tooly to me.
Yeah.
And then I watched him on a couple podcasts, and I'm like, he's like the nicest guy. Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
This is all about the fam. And I think it was on Logan Paul's podcast. He's like, if your brother's like actually good at boxing, I'm definitely gonna lose.
Yeah.
Like that. He didn't exactly say that, but he was like, if he's good at boxing, yeah, I'll probably lose. But if he's not, then I'm gonna win, just because mainly of the pressure thing. Like, he's definitely had way more fights under pressure with big crowds, and
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, the whole thing was. I don't know what was going on with that. I was very shocked when Ben went down, for sure. I was pretty mad.
Yeah, it just seems a little fast.
It was fast.
But he is also looking pretty sluggish.
He was looking very sluggish, so who knows what'll happen.
Is that must just be him, like, trying to put the weight on, because I think Jake was, like, he had to catch up to Jake weight-wise, and he just put on bad weight instead of good weight.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like this one coming up, I forgot which one of them is fighting.
It's Logan and Mayweather.
Yeah. I feel, when is that? I don't know. But
Our first search.
I feel like that one hasn't been hyped quite as much as the other one, depending on when it is. If it's kind of still far away, then I'm probably wrong.
I think Logan's just way nicer than Jake.
So he's not causing.
I think
as
he's
much
just
of a
not
ruckus.
as good at shit talking, which I think is good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he has so much reach on Mayweather, but he's not going to win. He's
Yeah,
not going to win. You can't bet against him.
There's no way. I mean, it would be so.
That's the issue, right?
That's
because
the
you want to
problem.
be on the wave of if Logan does knock Mayweather. But like even saying that, we're gonna get struck by lightning probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we doing stuff like that.
So yeah, I just talk shit about Triller's production and everything, and I'm going to spend all my money on it.
Yep.
I want to see if it's better. It was so bad. I wish we could just throw clips up.
Yeah. Let's talk about do we have any advice for any like small musicians or like any musicians listening to this?
I feel like I always have good like mental advice,
Yeah.
but we are also still small musicians. I don't know how
Yeah.
much we should
Listen up, kiddo.
like here.
Take a seat.
Like, yeah. If you were looking for answers, you found the right podcast.
We got 'em.
And it's coming at you twice a week. Yeah.
I think the biggest thing, only advice that
No, dude, let's give advice to the kids who literally just bought a fucking, MIDI controller, a mini MIDI controller, and some speakers and a microphone. That's who we need to talk to. He just bought a Yeti mic for $150.
Yeah, my biggest thing is just ask yourself why you're making music, because if the answer to that isn't because you absolutely love doing it and that's like it just brings you happiness to do that, then maybe second guess doing that just because it's such a long, hard process and it requires so much work to get a final product that if you're not doing it because you love it, one, it's going to be not as good of a product, and then also because you can do this for a very long time and never make a dime, and doing it just because of the satisfaction of putting something out. That's the best advice I could give, at least from my experience.
That was so good, dude. What am I supposed to say? You left no room for my comments.
No, dude. You could say something a little more technical, like make sure you're drinking ginger tea for vocals. If you're gonna, if you have to record, don't drink the night before.
Yeah. Yeah, treat that shit like a job, man. Or no. Treat it like a workout. And hopefully, maybe you don't work out.
Neither do we. That's coming out. I can't leave that in, dude.
No. But leave the clip, but just bleep what you said.
Yeah.
And then,
include that.
yeah.
All right.
Okay. So What I feel like someone who was more successful than anybody else who does music would tell me is like, or someone just starting out would be, let's say, like if you're a rapper, rap in front of your friends.
Yeah.
And like what Pooley was saying, like if you love it, just do it. But if you want it to be like your fucking job, like your career, and maybe not even be famous, but be able to do it and not have to do anything else, like it's good to find out like if that's a possibility, right? And you can also find out how good your friends are, because a good friend will tell you like, maybe, you know, I've seen you do other things better, you know? So that's kind of,
Yeah, that's a good one.
right?
Yeah,
But I'm also a full believer do what the fuck you want. Like if it makes you happy, you should do anything that makes you happy.
yeah.
Anything.
I'm kind of under the belief of like, if you find something that makes you happy and you continue to do it, and that's the thing that's making you happy, whatever that is, unless you're like murdering people or something, whatever that is.
Yeah.
If you continue to do that, you're going to be putting out a better product, or you're going to be doing that thing a lot better than someone who doesn't love it. So in that sense, if you look at
Absolutely.
it from that perspective, then that's better for everyone involved, because if you're making something, you're making a better product, and the person consuming it is getting a better product. Or
Yeah, and with that, like, let's say, okay, you started rapping, you're not that great yet. Even just doing 10 minutes, like making yourself do 10 minutes per day and like reaching small goals of that, of like putting time in, is so fucking beneficial.
Wonder how long we're at.